She thought she was only asking for comfort to survive the night, but his answer turned a fleeting moment into a promise of forever. This is the story of one question, one reply, and a love that refused to fade. Some questions sound simple, but carry the weight of a lifetime. On a quiet night, with her heart trembling in fear of being left alone again, she asked him just one thing: "Will you stay until I sleep?" What she didn't expect was the answer that would change everything. The night was quiet, the kind of silence that feels heavy, as though the whole world had paused for just one fragile moment. The room was dim, lit only by the soft glow of a lamp on the bedside table. She lay there, restless, her eyes blinking against the darkness, as though sleep had abandoned her. Her breathing was uneven, and though she tried to mask her fears, he could see it written clearly in the tremble of her hands. Her voice broke the silence, almost too soft to be heard. "Will you stay until I sleep?" she asked, the words trembling like a child afraid of being left alone in the dark. She wasn't just asking for company. She was asking for something deeper, something her heart was afraid to name. He looked at her, really looked at her, and in that moment he understood. This wasn't about sleep or fear of the night. This was about every moment she had spent alone. Every time she had carried the weight of the world without anyone to lean on. She wasn't asking him to stay for the night. She was asking if he would dare to stay for her life. He reached out, his hand warm against hers, grounding her trembling fingers. His voice was deep, steady, and full of a tenderness that felt unshakable. "Only if I can stay forever," he whispered back. For a moment, time seemed to stop. Her eyes widened, her lips parted, but no words came out. No one had ever said something like that to her. No one had ever promised forever. She had lived in a world where people left, where love was fleeting, where promises were broken as easily as glass. She wanted to believe him, but her heart ached with doubt. Could forever really exist? He could see the hesitation in her eyes, the wall she had built brick by brick to protect herself. He didn't blame her. Life had been cruel, and cruelty teaches mistrust. But he also knew that love, true love, wasn't about grand gestures or perfect moments. It was about showing up, over and over, even when the world gave every reason to walk away. "I don't need you to be perfect," she whispered, her voice almost breaking. "I just need to know you won't leave when things get hard." He smiled softly, brushing his thumb across her hand, as though smoothing away the cracks of her doubt. "I was never here for perfection," he said. "I'm here for you. For the nights you can't sleep, for the mornings you can't find the strength to rise, for the storms that make you want to give up. If you'll let me, I'll be here, not just tonight, but always." A tear slipped down her cheek, though it wasn't from sadness. It was the kind of tear that comes when the soul feels seen for the first time. She had been told she was hard to love, too complicated, too much. And yet here he was, not asking her to shrink or change, but asking for forever with her as she was. She leaned closer, her head resting gently on his chest. His heartbeat was steady, like a song meant to calm the chaos inside her. And for the first time in a long time, she felt safe. Not because the night had grown quieter, not because her fears had disappeared, but because he was there, promising her a kind of forever she had never dared to imagine. "Forever sounds scary," she finally admitted, her voice muffled against him. He chuckled softly, pressing a kiss against her hair. "Forever only sounds scary when you think of it as time. But to me, forever is just every day I get to wake up and choose you. It's not about endless years, it's about every moment, right here, right now, and the ones after it." The weight of his words sank into her heart, wrapping around her like the warmest blanket. She closed her eyes, her body finally relaxing, her breath finding its rhythm. And as she drifted into sleep, she held on to his promise, knowing that for once she didn't have to fear the morning. Because he wasn't staying just until she fell asleep. He was staying for forever. And sometimes, forever begins in the quiet of a single night, in the trembling of a whispered question, and in the courage of an answer that changes everything. Sometimes, love doesn't arrive with grand gestures or perfect timing. Sometimes it begins with a whisper in the dark and a promise that outlives the night. She only wanted him to stay until she slept, but what he gave her was forever.